Yo, 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 everybody. I'm back. This guy here. And welcome to the long-awaited Stanley Parable Final. I hope you've enjoyed the series. It's been fun to make. Took me a minute. But, we're here. Alright. Believe...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I like this picture. It's a nice picture. Good song. It's pretty quiet and peaceful here. I actually never realized.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright. Oh, I can dance?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
There's some big kisses. There's nothing here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around
I
and
don't
got
believe
back on
you.
track.
There has to be. He's lying to me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Upstairs to his boss's office. Right. Right. That's a cool dog.
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
12.
He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such
12.
a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
12.
His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am
12.
crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
What? That's
Stanley pondered this.
crazy.
He began to make other
Yummy.
strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did
What
doors
the-
close automatically behind him wherever he went?
That's fair.
And for
12.
that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream.
I'm dreaming!
What a relief Stanley felt
12.
to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
I'm
He
crazy.
thought to himself, I
No.
suppose I'll wake up soon.
No.
I'll have to go back
Nuh-uh.
to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well
Duct
enjoy
tape.
this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently
Nah.
float above the ground. Then
God,
he
heaven and
imagined
earth.
himself
I
soaring
alone
through
am the
space on a
honored
magical
one.
star field, and it too appeared. It was
12.
so much fun, and Stanley
Yo, I'm
marveled
zooming.
that he had still
That's
not
alright.
woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Oh, 12.
Then perhaps the strangest question of them all
12.
entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why
What's
is
that
there
music?
a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Why is there a voice in my
Now
head
the voice
dictating
was
everything that I'm
describing
doing
itself
and
being
thinking?
considered by Stanley,
12.
who found it particularly strange.
Oh no.
I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's
Yeah, that happens to me
describing
all
my
the time
thoughts,
though,
he
so...
thought. And
I
while
can't
he thought it
relate.
all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth
12.
was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was
Ooh.
Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his
I like
life.
this painting too.
Now,
Nah,
hearing
I
the
lie.
boy speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Why is he smiling
After
like
all,
that?
he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago?
Oh
How
yeah, this
else
got
would
to
the
be a
voice
dream.
explain all that? This voice was a part of
I
himself
walked down
too.
a
Surely,
staircase though.
if he could just...
12.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream.
I'm in control.
So he
This
closed
is a dream.
his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back,
Oh.
the fresh air of a
Wake
world
up.
outside this
Wake
one.
up. Wake up. Wake
Let
up.
me wake up, he thought to himself.
Wake up.
I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
Wake up.
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please. It's all I want.
Wake up.
I want my apartment, and my wife,
I have a
and my
wife.
job.
W.
All I
Stanley
want is
Pools.
my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything
Everything will be fine.
I am okay.
You're the narrator. Whoa. Oh, hell nah. 12. I'm tripping.
Stanley began screaming.
Someone
wake me up!
Someone help
Stanley!
me!
I have a boss, I have an office, I am real! Please, just
Oh, it's
someone
going
tell
red.
me I am real! I must be real! I must be!
Well,
Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? And everything went black.
Nah.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work.
Oh, God.
But on this particular day, her
Is that
walk
Stanley?
was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Oh,
Everyone
no
knows
way.
what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real.
Wait,
and what
is this
isn't.
narrator?
It was
Wait, is this
possible to think this,
is this
and
narrator
in
like a
certain way,
like
seeing
mental
this man made her
infection?
feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that
No
day.
way.
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this,
Wait.
so it was only a
So does she
moment
have the
that
mind
she
in
stood
her
there,
head now?
staring down
I
at
mean,
the
the
body,
narrator.
and then she turned and ran.
Turn around. Why is she zooming? That's alright. Just never knew. Ooh. Hey everybody, welcome back to the final Alright. That does fancy.
All of his co-workers were gone. Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
Is there a trophy?
Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is?
Alright.
No.
Damn, I like this
I can't
painting.
just give these merits away for such little effort.
What are you
Usually
yapping
5
about?
clicks.
Stop!
Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Correct.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes. Truly a room worth admiring.
I like this painting.
It had really
I
been
like
worth
this
the
painting.
detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here.
Bro, what is these? What is
But
these
eager to get back to
coffee
business,
cups?
Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad
was
at
on my,
following directions,
right.
it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Cool. Huh.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job,
Oh
Stanley.
my.
Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Huh. Well,
All of his co-workers
what
were
an
gone.
ending.
What could it mean?
Holy.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did he just?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Yeah, no, not again. I'm not going down to the void. Definitely not. I thought that thought that was a different B word there. Oh, I like this painting. Is that the time? No, no, it is not. Oh my. Huh.
When Stanley came to a set of two open
Two
doors,
doors, he went to
entered
the
door
one in
on
the
his
middle.
left.
Huh. Now what are you gonna do?
Yet there was
Alright,
not a
yeah,
single
cool,
person
nice.
here either. Feeling a wave of
Get fired?
disbelief,
What's he going
Stanley
to?
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I
Coming to a
refuse.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
You've been here already. Oh my. Business strategy's insane. What are we trying to promote here anyway? Indoors monthly, time. Graphs, that's cool. I'll go up. I'll go up. Oh! Oh! Oh yeah. That's a vibe. Ooh. Is the narrator singing? No. How big is this building? God damn. Is the narrator mumbling? What? No. Not again, not again. Now. No. Bad elevator. They're here, they're watching me, they're everywhere.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh.
2845.
2,
But of course,
8,
Stanley couldn't
4,
possibly have
6.
known this.
2, 2, 8, 4, 5. Alright, let's go. Let's call off,
By
alright?
simply pushing random buttons on the
Fancy.
keypad, Stanley happened to
the?
input the correct code by sheer
Oh, it's all
luck.
dark. Okay, no.
Amazing.
Alright.
He
I don't like
stepped
dark
into the
things, it
newly
scares me.
opened passageway.
I'm glitched. Oh, wait, no. Alright, that scared me for a minute. No, I don't wanna go back here. Alright, we're good. We can go up. Cannot go up. Let's escape this time. Oh wait, no. Yeah. We can escape. We can get away from it. Look at this.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
A bit
It was a stirring of
peculiar.
emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself,
My
to
chest is
question the nature of
spinning.
his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, mind
Although
control.
this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I don't believe you. You're bluffing.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had
You're
every
bluffing.
opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Paul. You're bluffing.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Hold up. You're bluffing. What? So, demons? Demons? Oh no. Is he lying? Oh. Oi.
As the
Stanley Parable,
machine
the
whirred
horror
into
game.
motion and
God
Stanley was
damn.
inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Wow.
Stanley couldn't see the bigger picture.
Oh,
He doesn't know
nah.
the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
No. Nah, I'd win. You're nothing. You ain't nothing. Yeah, that's what I
Farewell,
thought.
Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led
Oh,
helplessly into
aura.
the enormous
Wait, hold
metal
up.
jaws.
Thank
In a
you.
single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed
Wait, what?
every bone in his body,
No.
killing him instantly.
Get me out. Oh my. She saved me. The Stanley. Yo, I'm
And
at the
yet it
title
would be
screen.
just a
Hi,
few
everybody.
minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly
spinning.
did the narrator think he was
Go on,
going
go
to
on, go.
accomplish?
Probably.
When every path you can
Whoa.
walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now?
Oh, yo, it's my
Do you
office.
see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Hey, cool. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to 2 doors was the first part of the game, which was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development, though. The core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Okay, I'm not going to read all of this because... Oh, buttons! Stanley's computer. It's my computer. Oh, damn, I like this painting. Filing cabinets. Sick. Ah. Wait, we never got a 1 or 2 or 3. I couldn't find that. Cool. Button songs. What ending was that for? Let's play Solitaire. No more. Oh, well, thank you all. Oh, thank these guys. It's very polite to make this game. The office. Maintenance room, yeah, we've been there. Are these all the endings? Ooh, I like that room. Money? I haven't seen that yet. Someone watching YouTube? You know what they better be watching? They better be watching this guy. Stanley Parable series. Oi. Huh, alright. It's like a museum. That's kind of fancy. Very fancy. Very, um... Let me pick up the phone. Wait. Oh, alright. Huh. Whoa. There's a vent? I don't know where this is. Oh no. Wait, I think I just like found the ending of like absolutely where is all of this? Wow. Huh. Ooh, what's down here? It's colorful. Oh, wait, this is all like scrapped ideas and stuff. That's kind of sick. Right. Oh.
Stanley pushed the big red button.
Narrator's outtakes. The voice of the narrator
Nothing
recorded
there.
dialogue
Shoot.
for
Well,
the
try the other
entire
ending.
game, roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Want to say something? He pushed the button? Okay, cool. Well, it's nice to see an ending like this because it kind of summarizes the whole possibility thing of this game, and it's actually nice. If you what the what? Oh, I would wage war on the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. That would have been interesting. These are like way different outcomes. I'm not gonna read that again. What's up here? Oh, that's the. We've been there before. That's the place where it goes down. That's the off switch. Right. Yeah, cool. Freedom ending. To say freedom ending, it has existed in data. Oh well. No more, I guess, huh?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Right. Huh. Well, I believe this is the end. Thank you for watching my Stanley Parable series and hopefully enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, and see you in the next video.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let